Guess what? Why are you holding it just on me? I want it on all of us.
What am I guessing about? This is better. Now it's just on me. Is that okay?
No.
Katie, it's Friday, 2:30. I was just letting you know your ultrasound was normal. Nothing concerning.
That's good. But she didn't tell you what's wrong.
No.
Your ultrasound looked good, but I don't know what's wrong.
I called her to talk to her.
Oh.
Ultrasound was clear. It is not cancer. Are you glad?
Well, yeah. Duh.
Guess what, Lark? Mommy is not sick.
Say yay.
Is that a good thing? That mommy not sick? You're stuck with me. You don't want mommy to be sick, right?
Nope.
Nope. My little boy.
Mommy.
I love you.
I like you.
So those are my test results. It was an extremely happy moment. My ultrasound was negative for anything malignant, and I've never been so relieved in my entire life. That was literally the week from hell. It felt like everything was in like slow motion. It was horrible. It was emotional. I didn't even feel like my normal self. I couldn't really laugh at anything. All I wanted to do was sleep. It was just horrible, and sort of a wake-up call in the sense that I need to be more aware of life and be more grateful for the things and the time that I do have, because I have a tendency to get frustrated and get stressed out, and we have a pretty stressful life, so it's sort of easy to take things for granted, and I need to really step back and pause and be happy and grateful for everything good that we have. That was a huge scare, you guys. Like, I can't even tell you in words how badly that affected me, and how glad I am that everything is mostly okay. Let me look up the official diagnosis. Gotta find it on my phone. So it has all of the exam info online in this patient app, and it was an axillary breast unilateral limited ultrasound. I don't know what all that means. And the reason for the exam was a left breast lump, which there actually wasn't a specific lump. I've had a ton of people ask me about it. What was happening was, I kind of explained it in my other video, the breast tissue around a vein is sort of pulling and kind of swelling and sagging. It's very weird. The breast tissue itself is being affected by whatever's going on with this vein. And because my breasts were so lumpy as it is, because of my fibrocystic breast issues, the doctor felt it best to have this ultrasound, because I guess certain types of cancer, certain types of breast lumps can affect the veins. And so they wanted to just double check that there wasn't something underlying causing the change, because even the doctors agreed that the change itself was pretty alarming. So that was the reason for it. There wasn't a specific lump. There's nothing really there to be biopsied. So there's that. Very scary. So it says, ultrasound imaging over the area of concern shows a prominent vein in the superficial aspect of the upper outer aspect of the left breast. No mass is seen in the underlying breast parenchyma. I don't know how to say that. So it says it's a benign breast condition. So basically what it is, it's kind of an enlarged vein. They're calling it basically like a varicose vein of sorts. They're not sure what caused it or what's causing it. She said that any kind of breast injury can cause this problem, even if you're wearing ill-fitting bras. Those types of things can affect the veins, and things like breastfeeding and part of me in my brain wonders if I've had it going on for a while since I breastfed Arlo, because Arlo had a tongue tie and his latch was really bad, and I went through very, very, very painful breastfeeding. Like, the amount of pain is not a pain that I could even attempt to describe to you, because it was so bad, and it was always worse on that left side. So I'm wondering if there was an underlying injury that I didn't realize at the time that just has sort of gotten worse over time. But anyway, my prognosis obviously is fine for now. I'm obviously still in a category that's considered to be at risk, and I'll probably have to have further testing down the line anyway, and they'll probably monitor this issue, you know, going forward. I cannot thank all of my friends and family enough for the support and the kind words, and I had so many women reach out to me who've been through this, and women who've actually been through cancer, and told me so many inspiring stories, and it just kept me going all week. Like, okay, whatever the outcome of this is, everything's gonna be okay. Like, I'm gonna be okay. My kids are not gonna lose me. Everything's gonna be okay. So that was really helpful, and that's part of the reason, which I said before, why I wanted to share this story, was because it's better for me to put myself kind of out there and be open and vulnerable to help myself get through it and receive the support I need. I've been through pretty hefty medical things in the past that I didn't tell anyone about, and it was very hard to carry that burden by myself. 8 years ago, doctors thought that I had multiple sclerosis, and it was sort of secret, not really secret, obviously. My husband, he was my boyfriend then, obviously he knew, but I was sort of afraid to talk to people about it or to open myself up to it, and it was really hard, and there's still like parts of that creep into my head that I think about, and anything like this is very difficult to go through, and I feel like it's harder to go through it alone. So I'm so thankful for everyone's support, and everything's gonna be okay. It really is gonna be okay. So in this process, I also had a pretty large spectrum of blood work done, and they did have some findings there that were not so good. Specifically, I have a little bit of high cholesterol, and one of the worries going into the original appointment that I wanted to talk to the doctor about was my blood sugar and possible thyroid issues, because I have several symptoms, but the blood sugar one was extremely concerning to me because of the way my body is sort of processing food lately, and I thought maybe I had developed some sort of new food allergy, but I didn't. I just learned that certain foods were just higher in sugar, and my body can't really process them correctly. So that was another reason why I had gone in, because it concerns me. And so my blood work showed that I have a little bit of high cholesterol. I'm anemic. I'm mildly anemic, but I'm anemic, which she sort of predicted before the blood was even drawn. And then my blood sugar, my glucose levels are like borderline for pre-diabetic and diabetic conditions, which is really concerning, and kind of freaks me out, because I have these physical problems that happen when I'm eating certain types of sugars, and it's actually pretty scary. So in all this, I learned that I've got quite a few other health issues going on that I need to be aware of, because I'm sort of putting myself at risk for diabetes. I'm putting myself at risk for, you know, heart disease, stroke, all of these things. And I'm pretty young. I'm only 34, and I shouldn't be facing this, but because I've spent so much time neglecting my own health, it's sort of starting to take its toll. It's a very difficult thing. I mean, I know that I'm overweight, and I know that I need to lose weight, but I've been overweight most of my adult life, and I hadn't had these problems up until now, so I never paid as much attention. But now that I'm getting older, the weight thing is obviously more of an issue than it has been in the past. And the weight thing goes right along with the breast stuff, because the weight can affect your hormones, it affects your cortisol, it affects all these things. So it's really important that I get a hold on this. My life revolves around food. Most of you know my kids have food allergies. They're pretty severe, and my life literally revolves around food. I'm obsessed with food. I'm obsessed with reading nutrition labels. I'm obsessed with making sure that my kids get the right things, that they don't get cross-contaminated, all of these things. My life revolves around food and making sure that my kids are healthy. So when it comes to myself at the end of the day, I'm not taking care of myself because I am just burnt out. Like, literally burnt out. And I do really bad things, like I don't eat breakfast, and the first thing I'll have in the morning is a cup of coffee with sugary creamer. Like, that's like the absolute worst thing you could do. Plus, like, I'm so burnt out on it that I get lazy with myself, and it's like whatever is quick to grab for lunch or what have you, I'm doing it because I just don't have the energy. And that's really starting to take a toll on my body. So it's time to sort of turn things around again. And I eat a lot of healthy things. I'm just not eating enough healthy things. And so the doctor has sort of prescribed a strict low carb diet for me for an extended period of time. She said maybe in like 5 or 6 months or whatever to kind of start reintroducing things and see how my body handles it. But in order to get things under control now, I have to do this to sort of help myself. It's sort of a huge wake-up call for me to go through this and have this happen and discover all these other things. My health is not good. My health is not as bad as it could be. Granted, I'm still thankful, so thankful that I'm not faced with cancer, but I'm faced with a few other things that I really need to take care of in order to keep myself healthy and prevent, you know, other disease. So going forward, I'm gonna be dieting, and I keep telling myself don't call it a diet, call it a lifestyle change, because it literally does need to be a lifestyle change for myself and my husband. So that's my new journey. You can follow along with me. I'm gonna try to lose some weight. My goal is to lose about 50 pounds. I don't know how long that's gonna take. I'm gonna try my best. It's not easy, people. It really is not easy. But I have to do this for my own health, and I have to do this for the sake of my kids, because I would like to be here for a very long time and be able to watch them grow and become adults and become their own people. And it's really important that I get my health squared away. So I just want to say thank you again for everyone's love and support and all the well wishes and all the prayers and everything, just the positive thinking and positive reinforcements and sharing your stories. It just was unreal. The whole thing was so unreal. I don't even know how to put it into words properly to express the fear and the anxiety that I was going through, and also the gratitude just for kind people who took time out of their day to just let me know they were thinking of me and thinking of my family. You know, my family's been through a lot of medical crap in the last few years, and it's very stressful. So it's nice to know that there's people kind of out there rooting for us and wishing us the best, and it really does help. It really does. So yeah, that's the results. It's good news.